Good day, friends, and welcome to another episode on Healthy Life Keys, where we make growing older feel a little easier. Here's a question for you. What if the food you trust to build strength isn't strong enough anymore? What if eggs, the gold standard of protein, aren't enough to stop muscle loss after 60? And most surprising of all, what if there's a simple, healing food that does more than any supplement or shake you've ever tried? Thousands of older adults feel their bodies getting slower, softer, and more fatigued, even though they're eating what the doctors recommend. But the missing piece isn't quantity, it's quality and timing. And today, we're going to reveal a food that delivers both. Before we get started, please like this video if you're committed to staying strong and active. And don't forget to subscribe and share this with someone you care about. You never know whose life it could change. This is one of the most overlooked solutions in senior health today, so stay with us, because what you're about to learn might change the way you eat forever. Let's get into it. 1. The silent thief. Understanding muscle erosion. You may be losing muscle without even realizing it. It begins subtly. A little more effort to get out of the chair, a few extra seconds to steady yourself before stepping into the shower. The tight jeans that now feel looser in the thighs, not because of weight loss, but because of muscle thinning. These signs are often dismissed as just getting older, but they are your body's quiet cries for help, a creeping decline that doesn't hurt, doesn't bruise, doesn't scar. It simply fades. Age-related muscle loss doesn't happen in a dramatic fall or overnight collapse. It comes like a thief in the night, quiet, invisible, and by the time you notice, your legs are frail, your arms lose tone, and your balance becomes unpredictable. This condition has a name, sarcopenia, and it begins as early as your 40s, progressing slowly year after year. It steals your stability, your independence, your ability to rise from a chair or lift a grandchild. Even tasks like walking across the room or carrying groceries begin to feel uncertain. The tragedy? Most people blame it on aging and do nothing. They wait for it to get worse. And by the time they respond, climbing stairs feels like scaling a mountain. But here's the truth. Sarcopenia is not inevitable. It is not simply the number of birthdays you've celebrated. It's a biological process that can be paused, slowed, and even reversed if you understand what's happening inside your body. Let's look at what's really causing this silent erosion. And to do that, we need to go deeper inside your stomach, your hormones, and your liver. 2. The 3 saboteurs of muscle health. You may be eating well and still losing muscle. Here's why. You might be eating chicken breast, eggs, protein shakes, and yet your muscles remain soft, your legs unsteady. That's because nutrition alone isn't enough. It feels unfair, doesn't it? You're following the rules, doing what every magazine and doctor says, but your strength is slipping through your fingers. That's because there's a deeper layer, hidden machinery inside your body that decides whether nutrients become strength or waste. To build muscle, your body needs not just bricks, protein, but also workers and tools, digestive enzymes, hormones, and metabolic function. Think of it this way. It's not about what goes in, it's about what gets used. 3 unseen saboteurs are quietly undermining your efforts. 1. Weak digestion. As we age, stomach acid production drops, often starting in our 40s. Without adequate stomach acid, your body struggles to break down protein into amino acids. Undigested proteins cause bloating, inflammation and pass through your system without delivering the nourishment your muscles need. Worse still, these undigested proteins can ferment in the gut, contributing to dysbiosis, a microbial imbalance that further weakens nutrient absorption and immunity. Pancreatic enzyme production also declines, making it harder to digest not only protein, but also healthy fats. Have you ever felt sluggish after eating meat? That's not the meat. It's your digestion crying for support. And this problem isn't just about comfort. It's about long-term decline in nutrient uptake, especially in seniors who often eat less to begin with. 2. Hormonal imbalance, the cortisol effect. Your stress hormone, cortisol, naturally increases with age, especially with poor sleep or ongoing emotional tension. Elevated cortisol is catabolic, meaning it breaks down muscle tissue, particularly in your legs and glutes. And when cortisol stays high, it does not just steal your muscle, it also slows wound healing, triggers cravings, and disrupts your sleep cycles, creating a destructive loop. At the same time, your cells become less responsive to insulin, which is needed to shuttle amino acids into muscle tissue. This leads to a dangerous combination: muscle wasting and fat accumulation. This is why so many older adults develop what doctors call skinny fat syndrome. Normal weight, but weak and metabolically vulnerable. Their bodies are losing lean mass and gaining visceral fat, which sits around organs and quietly increases inflammation. 3. A tired, overloaded liver. Your liver is the metabolic powerhouse that processes nutrients, eliminates toxins, balances blood sugar, and builds enzymes. But years of processed food, sugar, medications, and alcohol can wear it down. The liver becomes congested, not just physically, but functionally. It can no longer keep up with the demands of detoxification, protein synthesis, and metabolic regulation. When the liver is sluggish, protein conversion suffers, and so does muscle repair. You may not feel it directly, but the fatigue, the fog, the loss of stamina, it all ties back to this overwhelmed organ. So what now? How do you rebuild when your workers are exhausted? The answer begins with a forgotten food, one that's easy to digest, hormone-friendly, and supports liver repair. Let's meet this overlooked champion. 3. The mortar of life, bone broth protein. One food that nourishes your gut, calms your hormones, and fuels muscle recovery while you sleep. I'm talking about bone broth protein powder, particularly from grass-fed, hydrolyzed beef bones. Let me be clear, this is not a gimmick. Bone broth has been used for centuries to strengthen the sick, the elderly, and the wounded. But modern science now shows why it works so well. It's not just about how much protein it contains, 15-20 grams per scoop, but what kind. Bone broth is rich in glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, amino acids that serve as the mortar holding your muscle fibers, ligaments, and tendons together. While chicken or eggs provide amino acids that act like bricks, bone broth provides the bonding agents, the elements that make tissue durable, elastic, and functional. Without mortar, a wall collapses, even if you have enough bricks. This is what many people over 60 are missing. Not just more protein, but the connective matrix that makes muscle resilient, flexible, and strong. And the beauty? Bone broth protein is pre-digested. It's hydrolyzed, meaning the amino acids are broken down into tiny peptides that even a weakened digestive system can absorb easily. It's also hormone-friendly. It doesn't spike insulin, making it safe for those managing blood sugar issues. And finally, it's liver supportive. Glycine helps reduce inflammation and supports detox pathways, giving your liver the chance to recover and thrive. But bone broth alone isn't enough. You also need a spark, an ignition key, to start building new muscle. Let's talk about that key. 4. Leucine, the spark that builds muscle. Without this one amino acid, your body simply won't build muscle, no matter how much protein you eat. This is leucine, one of the 9 essential amino acids. It is the signal your body uses to activate mTOR, the metabolic pathway that tells your cells to start building muscle. Leucine is not just a building block, it's a messenger. Think of mTOR as your internal construction boss. Without enough leucine, the boss never clocks in, so no muscle gets built. But here's the challenge. As we age, our muscles become less responsive to leucine. This condition is called anabolic resistance. Your body hears the signal, but only faintly, so it needs more volume. Younger adults can trigger muscle growth with 1 to 1.5 grams of leucine per meal. Older adults often need 2.5 to 3 grams just to get the same result. Let me put that in perspective. 1 egg attracts 0.5 g of leucine. You'd need 5 to 6 eggs per meal to even reach the minimum threshold. That's not realistic for most older adults. So how do you reach the leucine threshold efficiently? By combining your protein sources strategically. Bone broth is not rich in leucine, but it improves digestion and absorption, which allows your body to get more leucine from other sources, like grass-fed beef, wild-caught fish, and the pastured eggs. This tag-team approach helps you overcome anabolic resistance and unlock the benefits of mTOR activation. Now let's talk about the most overlooked part of the day, when your body does most of its rebuilding. 5. The nighttime repair window. You don't grow muscle in the gym, you grow it in your sleep. It's a common misconception that progress happens when you're lifting weights or going for a walk. But in truth, exercise simply delivers the message. Sleep is when your body writes the response. Many people focus on post-workout shakes and high-protein lunches, but they forget the true repair phase begins at night, when your body enters deep sleep and growth hormone reaches its peak. This hormone is your body's internal construction crew, and it works best when conditions are just right. Cool, quiet, dark, and well-fed. If your body is a construction site, then nighttime is when the builders come out. But without raw materials, protein, amino acids, glycine, there's nothing for them to work with. The problem? Most people either eat too early in the evening, leaving their body empty-handed at night, or eat carb-heavy snacks that spike insulin and block growth hormone. That second mistake is especially dangerous because insulin acts like a stoplight for overnight repair. The solution? Consume a scoop of bone broth protein 1-2 hours before bed. Mixed with warm water and a sprinkle of cinnamon, it becomes the perfect midnight mortar, fueling tissue repair while keeping blood sugar stable. This simple habit not only supports muscle regeneration, but also improves sleep quality, reduces inflammation, calms the nervous system, and supports hormonal balance. Some people even report fewer nighttime cramps, less tossing and turning, and more vivid dreams, a sign the body is entering deep, healing rest. So what would this look like in a real day? Let me walk you through a full daily plan to rebuild muscle after 60. 6. Your daily muscle rebuilding plan. Rebuilding your strength starts with simple daily habits. And the beauty of it is, you don't need to turn your life upside down. You just need rhythm. You just need consistency. Here's a step-by-step roadmap you can begin today. Morning, 7:09 a.m. sunlight exposure, 10-15 minutes to reset your circadian rhythm and lower cortisol. If you can, step outside barefoot. Let the morning light touch your skin and your eyes. It's your body's way of syncing to the day ahead. Hydration, a glass of water with lemon and a pinch of sea salt. This replenishes minerals lost overnight and gently wakes up your metabolism. Digestive primer, 1 TSP of apple cider vinegar with water before breakfast to aid stomach acid. This primes your digestion to better absorb the nutrients you'll consume later. Movement, light walk or dynamic stretching, 10 minutes, to activate circulation and wake up your muscles. This isn't a workout, it's a signal, a message to your joints and nerves that says, we're alive and we're rebuilding today. Midday, 12 star, 2 suckers p.m., main protein meal, 25-30 gram of high-quality protein, wild salmon, chicken, plus fiber-rich greens, broccoli, spinach, plus healthy fats, olive oil, avocado. This is your primary fuel, your bricks, your building blocks. Resistance training, 15-30 minutes of bodyweight exercises, slow squats, resistance band rows, push-ups. Focus on form, not speed. Even 3 to 4 movements done with intention can awaken dormant muscle fibers and improve blood sugar control for hours. This provides both the bricks and the signal to build strength. Evening, 6 marks, 8 p.m. Light dinner, steamed vegetables and clean protein, e.g. cod, turkey. Aim for easy digestion. You're setting the stage for a night of repair. Pre-bed ritual, 8:30, 9:30 p.m. Mix 1 scoop of bone broth protein with warm water, plus cinnamon. This blend delivers amino acids and glycine at just the right time, when your body is most ready to use them. Stretch or do 5 minutes of deep breathing. This slows your heart rate, lowers cortisol, and prepares your brain for deep sleep. Power down electronics, dim the lights, and aim to sleep by 10:30 p.m. for optimal growth hormone activity. Even 30 minutes of earlier rest can lead to drastically better recovery and mood the next day. 7. What truly rebuilds muscle? After 60, let's bring it all together and make sure you're not missing any key piece. Because if there's one thing I want you to take away from this journey, it's this: you are not powerless. Sarcopenia is not inevitable. It is preventable and even reversible with the right daily actions. You are not losing muscle because of age alone. You are losing it because your body is being blocked, sabotaged by internal forces that you can correct. Muscle loss is accelerated by low stomach acid, which prevents protein from being properly broken down, high cortisol, which breaks down muscle and disrupts recovery, insulin resistance, which blocks amino acids from entering muscle cells, a sluggish liver, which slows protein conversion and detoxification. Bone broth protein outperforms traditional proteins in seniors by being predigested, so it's easily absorbed even by weaker digestion. Hormone-friendly, with a low glycemic impact that avoids insulin spikes. Rich in glycine, which reduces inflammation and supports liver repair. Leucine is your ignition key, and without 2.53 g per meal, your body won't build new muscle. It's not just about eating more. It's about eating smarter, combining sources and timing them with intention. And finally, nighttime nutrition is the most underused window for muscle repair and your most powerful ally. Sleep is not just rest. It's your body's most sacred time to rebuild, and now you know how to give it the tools it needs. Let your recovery begin, quietly, nightly, and powerfully. So let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned today. We talked about why muscle loss happens quietly after 60, not just because of age, but because of things like low stomach acid, rising cortisol, insulin resistance, and a tired liver. We discovered that bone broth protein, rich in glycine and easy to absorb, is a powerful tool for rebuilding strength, especially when consumed at night, when your body naturally goes into repair mode. We explored the importance of leucine, the amino acid that flips your body's muscle-building switch, and we walked through a simple daily plan, from morning sunlight to bedtime rituals, that can truly transform how you move, sleep, and feel. If there's one message I hope you take away, it's this. You have more control than you think. You're not too old. It's not too late. Your strength is still yours to reclaim. One step, one scoop, one breath at a time. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and the Healthy Life Keys community. If this video brought you clarity or encouragement, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone you love. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button so we can keep walking this journey together. Until next time, stay strong, stay steady, and stay hopeful. You've got this.